Hello and welcome to Island Time. Amanda and I are finally home. It is Sunday afternoon after the big Mardi Gras event. It's great to be home, but oh my goodness, what a weekend. Let's recap it right now on Island Time. Welcome to Island Time. Here we go. So much going on. First off, it's great to be home after several days of being in Florida and just about every day being an early morning with the SpaceX launches that were going on. 2 launches within 4 days. That was awesome. Of course, Friday with all the events of the Mardi Gras. We had a 3:30, 3:45 wake up that day. And so we had a great vacation, but we almost need another vacation to recover from what we just went through. Amanda and I had a blast in Florida. We met so many of you who watch our content and some of you who subscribe to our content. If you have not subscribed, I know some of you, when we met you, you said, hey, I know you, but I haven't subscribed yet. And some of you didn't know how. But you will see, of course, on the bottom of this page, a subscribe button. And if you hit that button, then it will notify you when we upload content. And we have uploaded a lot of Mardi Gras content, the new terminal, of course, Terminal 3, beautiful terminal at Port Canaveral, walkthroughs of that. And we have a lot more content to upload. Footage that was captured on GoPros and different devices that we just didn't have time because we didn't want to be stuck in a hotel room all weekend and not enjoying our time in Florida. So we're going to post all kinds of content here in the next day or two. Be looking out for it. Some of it is just the ship rolling in. You know, it was an awesome perspective. Amanda and I were both invited to the official Carnival event, the Carnival welcoming event, and we were blessed to be able to attend that. And we really captured some really cool video of Mardi Gras coming in to the channel and coming into the port. Of course, you turned around in the middle basin, and a lot of times we just were there to capture it. There's not much commentary on it, but we wanted to capture the moment on top of the parking deck. And so a lot of our friends were at Jetty Park. We know that. We met several of you, but this will just be a different perspective of the Mardi Gras coming in, along with the liberty and freedom. So if you're interested in that, please, please, please look out for it in the days to come. And please, again, subscribe so you'll be notified when that content is made available to you. We had a great time at the Radisson at the port. We had stayed there years ago when we cruised on the Sunshine out of Port Canaveral, but I'm telling you, everywhere we went, the pool area, the restaurants around, someone would say, hey, it's Island Time. And I'd say, exactly, it is Island Time. Let's be in that mindset. We were so many times around people that we knew, and we're going to be on that mindset right now. It is Island Time. First off, JB and Robin, it was a pleasure to meet you Thursday. We had a great afternoon and evening and dinner. And Bob and his family, he's there with his mom and dad and his sister, and just all kinds of neat stories that were shared around the pool area and at dinner and back around the pool area. And Friday and Saturday, we were hoping to spend more time, of course, at the pool area, but we were busy. We were busy trying to enjoy just a few days without kids. If you or a parent out there, or maybe your kids are out of the house, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we had a great time at Cocoa Beach. I mean, we could not have asked for anything better. Next time you go to Cocoa Beach, eat at the Sandbar. It is unreal. Crab legs and shrimp, Pillimanime shrimp. I promise it will not disappoint. I promise. Okay. So more content coming up, but I'm going to try to recap. There's so much that happened with the Mardi Gras Friday, and there's so much that's happened in the industry. I want to keep this video short like I usually do, but we're trying to catch up for some ground here, and so I'll try to do that today. First off, it was really nice to see Mike Pack. Mike Pack was there at the official Carnival event. Some people thought he was already on board the Mardi Gras. Matter of fact, some people said, oh, I hope I see him. And then some people would say, no, he's already on there. He is not on there, and we had a great chance to catch up with him 3 or 4 times. If you've ever cruised with Mike Pack, you know you see him so many times a day. I mean, it's like 10 times a day Mike Pack is walking by. He is so visible, and I think that's what makes him such a great cruise director, is he is always going around, and you see him in a buffet line. You see him when you're at a show. You see him when you're ordering sushi. You see him when you're on Lido laying out. He's always around, and that was exactly the case on Friday. And so it was so nice to catch up with him, to ask about Emma, and he said that she's doing well. And really, we got to interview him a little bit, and say, hey, when are you getting on the ship? And he said, honestly, I don't know when I'm getting on the ship. He said, matter of fact, I'm playing more of an important role here because all the production that is planned for the Mardi Gras, he said that their studio is actually located really close to the port, there in Port Canaveral. He said that he's been staying there for weeks, and that daily he goes with all the performers and practices. He told us a little bit about his Welcome Aboard show. Of course, a lot of us like to go to the Welcome Aboard show. He said that literally he's had to train physically to get ready for it. He said it will be nothing like you've ever seen before, and we are going to take him up on his word. We cannot wait to see the Welcome Aboard show from Mike Pack. But going back to the question I asked him, when are you going to get on board? He said he didn't know himself, and that he was valuable off the ship right now. But he said there's crew, and this was Friday. He said there are crew that are here waiting to board the ship. The crew that was already on board the ship when the ship came in, they were vaccinated as soon as, some of them Friday, as soon as the ship came in the day of, and then some of them were vaccinated on Saturday. So it was awesome to catch up with Mike. We know that he's going to do an unbelievable job. We are on the Mardi Gras New Year's, and so I had to ask him, will you be here for New Year's? And he said, I wouldn't give that up. He said the stretch from Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas and New Year's, he said there's no way that he would miss that block of time. So he's going to be there at least through the remainder of 2021 into early 2022. So keep that in mind as you're booking the Mardi Gras. If you haven't traveled with Mike Pack, you really need to. A couple other things about the Mardi Gras, and you'll see some of our footage here. It was an awesome experience. We got to meet Arnold Donald, for example. When's another time you're going to get to meet him? He was nice. And Mickey Erickson was there. It was so neat. But Christine Duffy really went out of her way to be visible, to answer questions. She was on Good Morning America, live in front of the ship. We'll talk about that here in a second. She was live with John Hild. Then she came upstairs to the new terminal, and what a terminal. It is unreal. There's a short video I think we've already posted here on the Island Time of the terminal. I'll have maybe a more extended video, but I'm just telling you right now, they're going to get you on that ship in a breeze. And as soon as you enter that terminal, everything leads you. Even the way the ceiling is made look like waves all the way directing you to the boat. It's unreal. But Christine Duffy spent time after the official press conference to answer some questions, and there's a lot of media there, and she answered several questions. One question that I asked her was, Miss Duffy, how confident are you that we will sell next month? And I'm asking as a Carnival cruiser, and I'm asking, of course, as a blogger and trying to share that answer. I want to know the answer, but I want to share it with you. I said, how confident are you that we will cruise next month? And I'm not talking about protocols or what it looks like. How confident are you that we will cruise? And she had a huge smile on her face. She said, I'm very confident that we will cruise next month. And so we don't know what it's going to look like, but it was so reassuring. I could feel it, face to face, as close as I am right now with this camera, of her smiling and giving a resounding, I am confident. And as she mentioned in the press conference, the governors in the states of Florida and Texas, they want cruises to resume. She said that she feels like the CDC wants cruises to resume as well. And of course, Carnival does, Royal Caribbean does. So she said they're all working in the same direction. So that is awesome. Okay, now we're talking about Miss Duffy. We'll also mention her comments on Good Morning America. Here's the quote that has the cruise world buzzing. You've heard it, but we'll read it right now here on Island Time. Miss Duffy said, and this is a quote, "While there's a path for unvaccinated travelers, we don't think the protocols will work to allow us to deliver a guest experience that we want to be able to do. So I think right now it does look like people will have to be vaccinated." Okay, that comment is it's the one that people are talking about. We don't have much more than that. We do know that Royal Caribbean kind of had, that same philosophy until less than 48 hours ago. They came out and said, well, hang on, we're not going to do or require vaccinations. You can be vaccinated passengers and you may not be vaccinated. You're going to be in the same boat. So it's going to be interesting this week to see what happens with protocols and will it be vaccinated. I think the biggest point here that Ms. Duffy makes is, she says, we really don't think the protocols will work to allow us to deliver the guest experience that we want to give them. We don't want to wear masks. Well, I don't want to speak for everybody. I don't want to wear a mask when I'm laying out on Lido. I don't want to wear a mask when I'm in the pool or the hot tub. I don't want to have to take a drink of my drink inside, put my mask on, take it off, take a drink. If that's what has to be done, we're going to consider cruising. But that's not what I want to do, and it may not be what many of you want to do. But we're going to see. We want the guest experience that we come to know and love. And as Christine Duffy says, that kind of looks like going the vaccinated route right now. We'll see what happens with it, okay? But we have to mention that because it is news and everyone's talking about that. Also, some news that people are talking about. Carnival, I think they're really going down every road they can just to see what's best for them. We know that Carnival was awarded approval for test sailings on both the Vista out of Galveston and the Horizon out of Miami. We talked about vaccinated cruises. Well, if you have vaccinated cruises, you don't have to do test sailings. That's what the CDC says. But now Carnival has applied and been granted permission. They can cruise on the Vista and the Horizon if they want to on a test sailing, okay? And you can look back several days ago. We went over test sailings and what they look like, at least 10% capacity. There has to be testing before and after. There's all sorts of protocols during them, including masking indoors and maybe even outdoors. We'll see what the CDC says. But could Carnival go ahead and do test sailings on the Carnival Vista and Horizon in late June, that last week of June, and hope that they ace it, those protocols work, and then in July they start? That's an option. That is an option based on the news. They can do that. They've been approved to test sail, to have simulated voyages. They also have approval from the CDC to require vaccinations and leave July the 3rd out of Galveston and July 4th out of Miami. So we're at the split. Which way are we going to go? Not every ship's going down the same direction. Let me remind you, this can vary ship by ship, okay? One ship can be a vaccinated ship, and Carnival can decide that, and one can go down the test sailing route. We will see what happens, of course. John Hild commented and hinted today at News Tomorrow. He said, I will bring you all the news on Monday. What news is that? The first thing that you and I think about, protocols, okay? But is that the news he's talking about? I will bring you all the news. I don't know. But we will watch, of course. And it could be that there's news because of the latest developments out of Florida. The case that Florida brought against the government, the CDC. It was in mitigation, and both sides held their stance on where they're at in this process of the conditional sail order and what cruising is and what it looks like right now. And so it ended. Mitigation ended. It's over. It's done. Nothing was achieved. So now, of course, everything goes back to a judge to see what the next steps are. And we don't know what they are. We're going to see what happens there. But Carnival could have been waiting for that to see if there was something that could have been agreed upon before moving forward. Now that it has not been agreed upon, maybe now they move forward with the vaccinations announcement. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. The timing adds up of this. Let's wait and see what happens with DeSantis in the case. Okay, nothing happened. I'll have all the news tomorrow. I don't know. We're just trying to add things up here. Okay, and then I have to give a Royal Caribbean update. Big news from Royal Caribbean, who said you were going to have to be vaccinated to cruise. And now they come out and they say, well, no, you don't have to be. This is a quote from Royal Caribbean CEO. "This is it. Vacationers can finally plan to take their precious time off this summer and truly get away after what has been a challenging time for everyone," said Michael Bailey, president and CEO, of course, Royal Caribbean. Okay, so Royal Caribbean, they say that they're going to operate cruises. They have to do test sailings, okay? They have to do test sailings before the ships reopen for paying passengers. And they have asked for volunteers for these test sailings. Carnival hasn't, but Royal Caribbean has actually asked for people for these test sailings. But they do have to conduct these simulated voyages before they plan to cruise in July. But CNN in particular has really picked up this story on Royal Caribbean and their return to cruising. I saw the story 4 or 5 times today in the airport or in the air. They picked it up, and it was a positive perspective from the outlet of CNN. So the Allure of the Seas has been, it's July 27th for the Allure of the Seas, July 29th from Port Canaveral, the Symphony of the Seas sailing in Miami on August the 1st or the 3rd. So those are the test sailings that we're looking at for Royal Caribbean. Vaccines are not required, like we said, for passengers, but the crew, we assume 100%, if not very close at it, will be vaccinated, is what Royal Caribbean has shared with us. Guests who are not vaccinated will be required to undergo testing and other protocols. And so you could see a split. It would be so hard to even imagine what a cruise would look like with vaccinated and unvaccinated passengers. And you said that vaccinated passengers can do all these things. Unvaccinated passengers have to do these things. It's hard to even imagine the logistics of that, but we'll see what Royal Caribbean says. In any case, it's another huge step forward for cruising, and it's great to see, of course, Carnival, who we know and love, they're in the game. It's great to see Royal Caribbean get in the game, and there are others, of course, to follow. That is a lot of news today, and those are the top stories. We could go into so much more, but we really think that this is the week we really know protocols are announced, and those who are booked in July, as we are, okay, on the Vista and even the Horizon, that you get to look at those protocols and say, okay, do I and my family or whoever's going with you, do we want to cruise and it look like this? Okay, a lot of you say I'll cruise no matter what, but you can finally make that decision of, do I want to cruise like this? And so we're so looking forward to it. We will keep you posted on the breaking news. Again, please subscribe to be notified as we upload all sorts of content from Friday with the Mardi Gras, and we share the news that's going to be breaking any day, hopefully tomorrow. I know it was long, but I had to catch you up. And I had to update you on our trip. We had so much fun again in Port Canaveral. It rivals Galveston. It's hard to, I don't have a favorite home port anymore, I'll put it that way. We used to love going out of Galveston. We still do, we live in Arkansas, but Port Canaveral, it's an awesome place with awesome people. And we'll never forget those that we met and made friendships with. And I so hope that we can cruise with you one day. Okay, that is it. Let's sign off for now. From Island Time to you, I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you have a great week coming up, and let's get ready to cruise.